Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Gerlach, and we're here at the Southwest Dental Conference with Mr. Lee Slaton, Vice President for Healthcare, for a company called Smart Training. Smart Training has assisted over 15,000 dentists across the country with their OSHA and their HIPAA compliance needs. So Lee, can you give us a snapshot of the things that you see when a client or a prospective client gives you a call?
Sure, you bet. We've done over 1,000 inspections of dental practices all over the country now, and I can boil it down to the three ideas, the 3 points we see most often. First of all, the great number of dentists out there that we've visited, they get in this business for one reason, and that's to help people. You know, it may sound corny, but there's a noble calling to this profession, or a higher calling, if you will. You know, the great majority of them feel that way, and yet when the other side of the equation is they're also business owners. And they're business owners, they're running a business enterprise in a very highly regulated industry, for better or worse.
Sure.
The last thing that a dentist wants to worry about is, am I in compliance with the latest regulatory rule? You know, what they want to focus on is making sure that their patients have good outcomes. And so that's where the challenge is, and that's where the frustration lies with a lot of the practice owners. The second thing that's pretty common is that most doctors don't know what it takes to be OSHA and HIPAA compliant. You know, the greatest majority of them feel like, well, if I do my little short bloodborne pathogens refresher and my folks have taken their HIPAA training, then I'm good. Mm-hmm. And nothing could be further from the truth. That's
Sure.
right, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a big challenge to us because we've got to educate folks. And I guess if you crystallize that thought, it's that a lot of doctors don't know what they don't know. So that's a challenge. And I think the third thing is that most practice owners don't realize that they are literally one anonymous phone call away from an OSHA inspection or a HIPAA investigation. And you know, it doesn't matter whether you're in a small practice or a large practice. It doesn't matter if you're located in a big city or in a little town. And these anonymous complaints can come from all sorts of sources. They can come from a disgruntled ex-employee. They can come from an employee who has a genuine safety concern, but for whatever reason, they're reticent to bring it up to the practice owner. Maybe they're afraid of being labeled a troublemaker. And then, you know, you've got ex-spouses, competitors, patients. They can come from anywhere. And the problem is that OSHA and the Office of Civil Rights for HIPAA, if they receive a complaint, by law they've got to investigate. So what happens then is what I would call the proverbial camel's nose under the tent. They'll come in to investigate one item, but while they're there in your practice, everything else, is on the table. You know, that's hard to get across to doctors, that's a big deal.
So listening to you talk, I know there's people watching this right now that have that funny feeling in their stomach.
Yeah.
That, like, I think he's talking about my practice. What advice would you give them?
Well, that funny feeling in your stomach, there's another word for that. It's called intuition. And my wife taught me a long time ago, don't underestimate the power of intuition. Listen to what your gut's telling you. You know, if you're watching this video and you're feeling a little uneasy, we've got another 2-minute video that follows on with this that asks 5 basic questions that will really kind of get to the essence of, am I in good shape, or do I really need to take a deep dive on this? Yeah. Or, you know, have someone call us. Yeah. That's what we do.
Well, Lee, thanks for your insights today. Smart Training is such a fabulous business. You help so many doctors all across the country, and we're just really glad to play a role with you. So, you know, wherever your practice is located, If any of this rings a bell with you, go ahead and click on that 2-minute video and see if you might just learn a thing or two. Thanks very much.